The executive floor of Sterling Tower gleams under fluorescent lights. Everything is chrome and glass and cold perfection. It's 9:43 on a Tuesday night. Most people went home hours ago. Victoria Sterling stands at her office window, 42 stories above the city. She doesn't see the lights below. She sees numbers, projections, quarterly reports that need her signature by morning. Her reflection stares back at her. Tailored suit, hair pulled back so tight it pulls at her temples. She looks successful. She looks powerful. She looks alone. Her phone buzzes. A text from her assistant. Presentation ready for tomorrow's board meeting. Should I send the car to your apartment at 6 a.m.? Victoria types back, I'll sleep at the office. Cancel the car. She's slept at the office 17 nights this month. She has a private room with a bed she never uses. She just works until her eyes blur, then works some more. Her desk phone rings. Security. Miss Sterling, the night cleaning crew is here. Should I send them up? Yes. She hangs up, returns to her laptop. The cleaning crew comes every Tuesday and Friday night. She barely notices them anymore. Their background noise, invisible. The elevator dings. She doesn't look up. Footsteps in the hallway, a cart rolling, the soft sound of supplies being arranged. Excuse me, Miss Sterling? A man's voice, quiet, respectful. I'll start with the conference room tonight if that's all right. Fine. She still doesn't look up. The man moves past her office. She catches a glimpse in her peripheral vision. Blue janitorial uniform, dark hair. He's pushing a cleaning cart. Nothing remarkable, nothing worth noticing. Then she hears it. Children's voices. Her head snaps up. Two small girls step out of the elevator, identical twins, maybe 6 years old. They wear matching backpacks. One has a stuffed rabbit, the other carries a coloring book. Victoria stands. What? The janitor appears in her doorway immediately. I'm so sorry, Miss Sterling. Emergency situation. Their babysitter canceled at the last minute and I couldn't find anyone else. I swear they'll be quiet. They'll stay in the break room. You won't even know they're here. Victoria stares at him, really looks at him for the first time. He's young, maybe early 30s. His uniform is clean but worn. There are dark circles under his eyes. His hands grip the edge of her doorframe like he's bracing for impact, like he's used to being told no. The twins peek around him. Two sets of wide eyes, brown hair in identical braids. Please, he says, I'll lose this job if I leave early, and I can't lose this job. Victoria's first instinct is to say no, to call security, to maintain professional boundaries. But something stops her. Maybe it's the way his voice cracks on the word please. Maybe it's the way the girls stand so quietly, like they've been trained not to make noise. Maybe it's the fact that she can see her own reflection in the window behind. Them, alone at almost 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night with nowhere else to be. What are their names? She asks. The man blinks, like he expected anything but that question. Sophie and Sarah, he says quietly. They're 6. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from. I love hearing from you. Victoria nods once. Break room, no wandering. Relief floods his face. Thank you so much. He ushers the girls down the hallway. Victoria watches them go. Then she returns to her desk, but she can't concentrate anymore. She hears them, soft voices, the scratch of crayons on paper, occasional giggles quickly shushed. At 11:15, she takes a break, tells herself it's just to stretch her legs. She walks to the break room. The janitor, she realizes she doesn't even know his name, is cleaning the kitchenette. The twins sit at a table, coloring. One of them is falling asleep over her paper. Sorry, he says immediately. Are they too loud? No. Victoria stands in the doorway. She doesn't know what else to say. One of the twins, Sophie, she thinks, looks up at her, studies her face with that unfiltered curiosity only children have. "You're the boss lady," Sophie says. "Sophie," the janitor warns, but Victoria surprises herself by smiling slightly. "Yes, I am." "You're very pretty," the other twin, Sarah, adds. "Like a princess." "Thank you." Victoria moves to the coffee machine, makes herself a cup. She doesn't need coffee, she just needs an excuse to stay. The janitor works quietly, efficiently. He empties the trash, wipes down surfaces, restocks paper towels. His movements are precise, practiced. "How long have you worked here?" Victoria asks. He looks up, surprised she's talking to him. 3 months. "Before that?" He hesitates. "Different building, different company, same work." "And before that?" His jaw tightens slightly. "Before that, I had a different life." Victoria recognizes that tone, the weight of past tense, the door closing on a topic. She knows that tone because she uses it herself. Sarah yawns, rubs her eyes. 15 more minutes, the janitor tells her gently. "Then we'll go home." "I'm not tired," Sarah lies through another yawn. Victoria finds herself asking, "Do they come with you often?" "No, almost never. Tonight was just—" He stops, looks at his daughters with something raw in his expression. "I'm a single dad. Sometimes things don't go as planned." Single dad. Victoria's chest tightens. She had a father once. Before the lawyers and the custody battles and the slow realization that money mattered more to him than she did. What happened to their mother? The question comes out before Victoria can stop it. The janitor's face shudders. She's not in the picture. "I'm sorry." "Don't be. We're fine." But Victoria can see the lie, see it in the worn uniform, the exhausted eyes, the way he's working at almost midnight with 2 sleepy children because he can't afford to lose this job. They're not fine, but they're surviving. Sophie slides off her chair, walks over to Victoria with her coloring book. "Look," she says, holding it up. "I drew our house." Victoria looks at the crayon drawing, a small rectangle, 3 stick figures holding hands, a yellow sun in the corner. "It's beautiful," Victoria says, and she means it. Sarah joins her sister. Both girls stand in front of Victoria now, looking up at her with identical faces. "Do you have kids?" Sarah asks. Victoria's throat closes. "No, why not?" "Sarah," the janitor says sharply, "that's not polite." "It's fine," Victoria says. She looks down at the girls. "I work too much." Sophie tilts her head. "That's sad." It is sad. Victoria realizes with sudden, crushing clarity that it's the saddest thing she's ever heard, because it's true. She's 42 years old. She has a corner office and a 7-figure salary and a penthouse apartment, and she's never felt more empty in her entire life. "Time to go," the janitor says. He finishes wiping down the last counter. "Say thank you to Miss Sterling for letting you stay." "Thank you," the twins chorus. "You're welcome." They gather their things, backpacks, crayons, the stuffed rabbit. Victoria watches them head toward the elevator. Then Sarah stops, turns around. She walks back to Victoria, reaches out and takes her hand. Victoria freezes. "You should come have dinner with us sometime," Sarah says seriously. "You shouldn't be alone all the time." The janitor's face flushes. "Sarah, that's not—" "It's okay," Victoria says. Her voice sounds strange, thick. Sarah squeezes her hand once, then runs back to her father. The elevator doors open. They step inside. Right before the doors close, Sophie waves. Victoria waves back. Then they're gone, and Victoria stands alone in the break room with a cold cup of coffee and a feeling she can't name expanding in her chest. The next Tuesday, Victoria stays late again. She tells herself it's because of work, but at 9:45, she finds herself listening for the elevator. At 9:53, it dings. The janitor steps out, alone this time. Victoria feels something that might be disappointment. He sees her watching, nods politely, starts his routine. Victoria works for another hour, then takes a break, walks to the break room. He's there, cleaning the microwave. "No daughters tonight?" she asks. He glances up. Babysitter situation worked out. "That's good." Silence. Then, "They talked about you all week." Victoria's heart does something unexpected. "They did?" "Yeah. Sophie wants to know if you like coloring. Sarah wants to know if you've ever had a tea party." Victoria almost smiles. "It's been a while." He closes the microwave door, looks at her properly for the first time. "Thank you again," he says. "For last week, not many people would have—" He stops, shakes his head. "Most people don't see us at all." "I know what that feels like," Victoria says quietly. He studies her, like he's trying to figure out if she's serious. "I'm sorry," he says finally. "I don't even know your name." "Victoria. Victoria Sterling." Marcus Hayes." They shake hands. His palm is calloused, warm. "Nice to officially meet you, Marcus." "You too." He returns to cleaning. Victoria makes coffee she doesn't want. "Can I ask you something?" Marcus says. "Yes." "Why are you here so late? Every time I come, you're working." Victoria looks into her coffee cup. "Because if I go home, I have to face how empty my apartment is." The honesty surprises her. She never talks like this, never admits weakness. Marcus stops cleaning, turns to face her fully. "I get that," he says. "After my ex left, I used to dread putting the girls to bed, because then it was just me, alone with thoughts I didn't want to think." "What changed?" "I realized being alone wasn't the problem, being disconnected was." Victoria looks at him, really looks. His eyes are kind, tired but kind. "That's wise," she says. "That's survival." They talk for 20 minutes, about nothing important, about everything important. Marcus tells her about the girls' school, about how Sophie wants to be a veterinarian, about how Sarah corrects his grammar. Victoria tells him about her company, about the pressure, about how success feels hollow when there's no one to share it with. When Marcus leaves that night, Victoria watches the elevator doors close, and for the first time in years, she doesn't want to be alone. The pattern continues, Tuesday nights, Friday nights. Sometimes the girls come, sometimes they don't. When they do come, they gravitate toward Victoria, color at her conference table, ask her questions, make her laugh. When they don't come, Victoria and Marcus talk, small conversations, growing longer. He learns she grew up wealthy but emotionally bankrupt. She learns he grew up poor but loved. He learns she built this company from nothing after her father cut her off for refusing to marry the man he chose. She learns he used to be an architect before his ex-wife drained their accounts and disappeared, leaving him with twin infants and nothing else. "An architect," Victoria says one night. She sounds stunned. Marcus shrugs. "Was, not anymore." "Why not?" "Can't afford the licensing fees, can't afford childcare to work the hours required, can't afford a lot of things." His voice is matter-of-fact, no self-pity, just reality. Victoria wants to fix it, wants to write a check, wants to make his problems disappear, but she knows that's not what he needs. "The girls are lucky to have you," she says instead. Marcus looks at her. "Sometimes I wonder if I'm enough." "You are." "How do you know?" "Because they look at you the way I wish I'd looked at my father." Something passes between them, recognition, understanding. Marcus opens his mouth to respond. The elevator dings. They both turn. A woman steps out. Designer suit, sharp heels, clipboard in hand. Victoria's blood goes cold. "Mother." Catherine Sterling surveys the break room with barely concealed disdain. Her eyes land on Marcus, on his uniform, on the cleaning cart. "Victoria," she says coolly, We need to talk about the merger, now. I wasn't expecting you. Clearly, Catherine's gaze flicks to Marcus again, dismissive. Can we speak privately? Victoria wants to say no, wants to tell her mother to leave, wants to keep this small, precious space separate from her other life. But Catherine Sterling doesn't take no for an answer. Never has. I'll finish up, Marcus says quietly. He starts to push his cart toward the door. Wait, Victoria says. Marcus stops. Catherine's eyebrow raises. Victoria. Victoria looks at Marcus. This man works 2 jobs to support his daughters, who used to design buildings and now cleans them, who treats her like a person instead of a title. She makes a decision. Marcus, could you stay, just for a moment? Catherine's face hardens. Victoria, what are you? Mother, this is Marcus Hayes. He works here. I can see that. He's also a licensed architect. Marcus goes very still. Catherine looks between them. Her expression calculates, assesses. Is that so? She says flatly. Victoria holds her ground. Yes, and I'd like to discuss possibly bringing him onto our development team. The room goes silent. Marcus stares at Victoria, shocked, hopeful, terrified. Catherine's lips are thin. Victoria, a word, alone, now. Victoria follows her mother into her office. The door closes. What are you doing? Catherine demands. Recognizing talent. He's a janitor. He's an architect whose circumstances forced into janitorial work. There's a difference. Catherine steps closer. Listen to me carefully. I know what you're doing. What am I doing? Playing savior. It's beneath you. Victoria's hands clench. Offering someone an opportunity isn't playing savior. No, but falling for someone because you're lonely is. The words hit like a slap. I'm not. You are. Catherine's voice drops. I see how you look at him. I see how you've changed these past few weeks. Staying late. Smiling more. You think I don't notice? Victoria says nothing. He has children, Victoria. Baggage. He's from a completely different world. So was I, before I built this. Exactly, and you built this by not letting emotions cloud your judgment. Catherine's eyes bore into her. Do not throw away everything you've accomplished for some fantasy of domestic bliss with a single father who cleans toilets for a living. Victoria's voice shakes. Get out of my office. Victoria, get out. Catherine studies her daughter, then smooths her suit, picks up her clipboard. Fine, but when this falls apart, and it will, don't come crying to me. She leaves. Victoria stands alone in her office. Through the window, she can see Marcus in the break room. He's still there, waiting, hoping. Victoria closes her eyes. She thinks about her empty penthouse, her successful, isolated life, the walls she's built so carefully. Then she thinks about 2 little girls who drew her a picture of their house, about a man who talks to her like she's human, about dinner invitations and tea parties and something that might be connection. She opens her eyes, makes her choice, walks back to the break room. Marcus looks up. You don't have to. Come to my office tomorrow, 10 a.m. Bring your portfolio if you still have it. Marcus's breath catches. Are you serious? Yes, your mother doesn't run my life or my company. Victoria's voice is steady now, certain. Do you want the interview or not? Marcus's eyes shine. Yes, God, yes. Good, then I'll see you tomorrow. She starts to leave, stops, turns back. And Marcus, bring the girls. I'd like to meet them properly. His smile breaks across his face like sunrise. We'll be there. Victoria returns to her office, sits at her desk. Her phone buzzes. A text from her mother. You're making a mistake. Victoria deletes it, opens her calendar, blocks 10 a.m. tomorrow, interview, Marcus Hayes, potential architecture position, then blocks noon, lunch, Sophie, Sarah, and Marcus. She leans back in her chair and smiles. For the first time in years, she's actually looking forward to tomorrow. Marcus arrives at Sterling Tower at 9:45 a.m., 15 minutes early. He wears the only suit he owns. Bought it 7 years ago for job interviews that never led anywhere. It's slightly too big now. He's lost weight. Stress does that. The twins wear matching dresses. Light blue. Sarah insisted on bringing her stuffed rabbit. Sophie carries a folder of her drawings to give to Victoria. "Remember," Marcus tells them in the elevator, "best behavior." "We know, Daddy," they chorus, but his hands shake as he presses the button for the 42nd floor. This is everything. One interview, one chance. If he fails, he goes back to cleaning toilets, back to watching his daughters grow up in a studio apartment with peeling paint and neighbors who scream through the walls. If he succeeds, the elevator dings. Victoria stands in the lobby. She's not wearing a power suit today. Instead, she wears slacks and a soft sweater. Her hair is down. She looks younger, more approachable, more nervous than he expected. "Marcus," she says. Her voice is warm. "Miss Sterling." "Victoria, please." Sophie and Sarah run to her immediately. They hug her legs. Victoria laughs. Surprised, genuine. "We made you pictures," Sophie announces. "Can we show you now?" Sarah asks. "After Daddy's interview," Marcus says. "Remember what we talked about?" The girls nod solemnly. Victoria crouches down to their level. "I have something planned for you two. How do you feel about spending the morning with my assistant? She has a daughter your age. There are games, snacks, a whole playroom." The twins look at Marcus. He nods. "Okay," they agree. A young woman appears. Kind face. The patient smile. "Hi, girls. I'm Jennifer. Want to come meet my daughter Mia?" Sophie and Sarah wave goodbye to Marcus and Victoria. They skip after Jennifer down the hallway, leaving Marcus and Victoria alone. "Shall we?" Victoria gestures toward her office. Marcus follows her inside. The office is enormous, floor-to-ceiling windows, view of the entire city, furniture that probably costs more than his entire year's salary. He feels very small, very out of place. "Sit," Victoria says gently. She takes a seat across from him, not behind her desk, just 2 chairs facing each other, equal. Marcus sits, opens his portfolio with shaking hands. Victoria leans forward, studies his work. Silence. She flips through page after page. Residential designs, commercial buildings, a community center, a library. Her expression doesn't change. Marcus's heart sinks. Then she looks up. "These are extraordinary," she says quietly. Marcus exhales. "Thank you." This library design, the natural light integration, the sustainable materials. She looks at him with something like awe. This should have won awards. It was nominated before. He stops. "Before what?" Marcus's jaw tightens. "Before my ex-wife forged my signature on documents, took out loans against my credentials, destroyed my professional reputation so thoroughly that no firm would touch me." Victoria goes very still. "She what?" "Financial fraud, identity theft. By the time I realized what she'd done, she'd drained everything, then she left." His voice is flat, practiced. "I reported it. Police said without concrete evidence of coercion, it was a civil matter. Lawyers cost money I didn't have. I had 6-month-old twins and $23 in my bank account." "Marcus, so I did what I had to do. Took whatever work I could get. Night shifts paid more. Childcare was cheaper at night. And here we are." He meets her eyes. "I'm not asking for charity, Victoria. I'm asking for a chance to prove I can still do the work." Victoria sets down the portfolio. "I'm not offering charity. I'm offering you a position because you're talented, because my company needs someone who can design with heart, not just profit margins." "Your mother doesn't think so." "My mother doesn't run this company. I do." Marcus studies her. This woman could have ignored him, Who could have kept him invisible? Instead, she's offering him everything. Why? He asks. Why me? Victoria looks out the window, at the city below, at the world she built alone. Because when I look at you, I see someone who didn't let circumstances define them, who kept going even when everything fell apart. She turns back to him. And because your daughters look at you the way I wish my father had looked at me. The honesty hits Marcus in the chest. I don't know what to say. Say yes. Marcus's throat closes. Yes. Victoria smiles. Good. Then let's discuss details. They talk for an hour. Salary, benefits, healthcare, childcare assistance. The numbers make Marcus dizzy. This is too much, he says. This is the market rate for senior architectural consultants. I haven't worked as an architect in 6 years. Then you're overdue. Victoria's voice is firm. You start Monday 9 to 5. No nights, no weekends unless absolutely necessary, and compensated accordingly. Marcus feels tears threatening. He blinks them back. Thank you, he whispers. You don't know what this means. I think I do. A knock at the door. Jennifer pokes her head in. Sorry to interrupt. The girls are asking when lunch is. Victoria checks her watch. Already noon. Time flies. She stands. Marcus follows. I made reservations, Victoria says. There's a place the girls will love, if that's okay. Marcus nods. Can't speak yet. They collect Sophie and Sarah from the playroom. The twins are covered in paint and glitter. We made art, Sophie announces. I see that, Marcus says, trying to wipe glitter from her face. Leave it, Victoria says. It's perfect. They take Victoria's car, a sleek black sedan with a driver. The girls press their faces to the windows. Daddy, we're in a fancy car. Marcus catches Victoria's eye in the rearview mirror. She's smiling. The restaurant is upscale but family-friendly. The hostess seats them immediately. Miss Sterling, wonderful to see you again, the hostess says. The twins' eyes go wide. They study the menu like it's written in another language. What's escargot? Sarah asks. Snails, Victoria answers. Both girls make faces. Victoria laughs. Try the chicken fingers, she suggests. And the mac and cheese here is incredible. Marcus orders carefully. Still can't shake the feeling this is temporary, that he'll wake up and still be pushing a cleaning cart. But then Sophie reaches over and takes Victoria's hand. Thank you for being nice to Daddy, she says seriously. Victoria's eyes glisten. Thank you for sharing him with me. Sarah tilts her head, studying Victoria with that unfiltered 6-year-old intensity. Are you lonely? She asks. Sarah, Marcus warns, but Victoria shakes her head. It's okay. She looks at Sarah. Yes, sometimes I am. You should come to our house, Sophie says. It's small, but it's cozy. And we have movie night every Friday, Sarah adds. You could come. Marcus feels his face heat. Girls, Victoria is very busy. Actually, Victoria interrupts softly, I'd love to. Everyone stops. Really? Sophie asks. Really? The twins cheer, then immediately start planning. We can make popcorn and show you our room, and you can meet Mr. Hoppy. Who's Mr. Hoppy? Victoria asks. Our goldfish, Marcus explains. He's very judgmental. Victoria laughs, a real laugh, free and bright. The food arrives, they eat, talk. The twins tell Victoria about school, about their teacher, about the boy who pulled Sarah's braid. What did you do? Victoria asks. I pulled his hair back, Sarah says matter-of-factly. Daddy says we should stand up for ourselves. Good advice, Victoria says, looking at Marcus with approval. After lunch, they walk through a nearby park. The girls run ahead, chasing pigeons. Marcus and Victoria follow at a distance. Your daughters are remarkable, Victoria says. They're everything. I can tell. She pauses. Can I ask you something? Anything. Their mother, do they ever ask about her? Marcus's expression darkens. Sometimes. I tell them she wasn't ready to be a parent, that sometimes people make choices that hurt, but it doesn't mean the people left behind aren't enough. That's a good answer. It's the truth. He looks at her. What about you? Your father? Victoria's walls come up instantly. Marcus sees it happen. Sorry, he says. You don't have to. No, it's fair. Victoria takes a breath. My father saw me as a chess piece, someone to marry off to consolidate business interests. When I refused, he cut me off completely. Said I'd come crawling back when I failed. But you didn't fail. No, I built something bigger than he ever did. Her voice is hard, and I did it without his money, without his name, without his approval. That must feel good. It feels empty, Victoria admits quietly. I proved him wrong, but I'm still alone. Marcus stops walking, turns to face her. You're not alone right now, he says. Victoria looks at him, really looks. The space between them feels charged, heavy with possibility. Then Sophie's voice rings out. Daddy, Victoria, come see. The moment breaks. They walk to where the girls stand by a fountain. Sophie points at coins glittering at the bottom. Can we make wishes? Sarah asks. Marcus pulls out quarters, hands one to each girl. What about you? Sophie asks Victoria. I don't have any change. Marcus holds out another quarter. Their fingers brush. Make a wish, he says softly. Victoria takes the coin, closes her eyes, throws. The coin arcs through the air, lands with a soft plop. What did you wish for? Sarah asks. Victoria smiles. If I tell you, it won't come true. But her eyes find Marcus's, and he knows. If you're hooked on this story, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Your support means everything and helps me bring you more emotional stories like this one. That night, Marcus puts the girls to bed in their tiny apartment. He reads them a story, tucks them in, kisses their foreheads. Daddy? Sophie says sleepily. Yeah, baby. I like Victoria. Me too, Sarah adds. She's nice. She is nice? Do you like her? Sophie asks. Marcus hesitates. Yes, I do. Like? Sarah presses. Go to sleep, Marcus says, avoiding the question. But after they drift off, he sits in the kitchen, stares at the contract Victoria gave him. It's real. This is really happening. His phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. Hi, Marcus. It's Victoria. Jennifer gave me your number. I hope that's okay. I wanted to say thank you for today and to confirm Friday night, movie night. I'll bring snacks. V. Marcus stares at the message, types back. More than okay. The girls are already planning the whole evening. Fair warning, they take movie night very seriously. 3 dots appear, then, good, so do I. Pause. Then, Marcus, thank you for letting me in. He types, thank you for seeing us. Another pause. I see you, more than you know. V. Marcus sets down his phone, looks around his cramped apartment, at the peeling paint, secondhand furniture, the life he's built from nothing. For the first time in 6 years, it doesn't feel like enough. It feels like a beginning. Friday arrives. Marcus spends the day cleaning the apartment. The girls help. Sophie vacuums. Sarah organizes their books. Why are we cleaning so much? Sophie asks. Victoria won't care. We want everything nice, Marcus says. At 6 p.m., the doorbell rings. The girls scream and run to the door. Marcus opens it. Victoria stands in the hallway. She's wearing jeans, a simple sweater. Her hair is in a ponytail. She looks younger, softer. She's holding grocery bags. I might have overdone it on snacks, she says sheepishly. Marcus takes the bags. They're heavy. Might have? The girls drag Victoria inside. Show her everything. Their room, their toys. Mr. Hoppy, the judgmental goldfish. Victoria kneels by the fish tank. He is judging me. He judges everyone, Sarah assures her. Marcus makes popcorn. The girls choose the movie. Some animated film about talking animals. They settle on the couch. Sophie on one side of Victoria, Sarah on the other, Marcus in the armchair across from them. But 10 minutes into the movie, Sarah whispers loudly, "Daddy, sit with us. There's room." Marcus hesitates. Victoria pats the cushion beside her. "There's room." He moves to the couch, sits next to Victoria. Their shoulders touch. The movie plays. The girls get drowsy. Sarah's head drops onto Victoria's shoulder. Sophie curls against Marcus. Victoria looks down at Sarah. Her expression is tender, aching. "Is this okay?" she whispers to Marcus. "More than okay." They sit in comfortable silence. Just the sound of the movie, the warmth of children, the unexpected intimacy of shared space. Halfway through the film, both girls are asleep. "Should I go?" Victoria whispers. "No, stay, please." They carefully shift the girls, lay them on the couch with blankets. Sarah's head in Victoria's lap, Sophie's head in Marcus's. Victoria strokes Sarah's hair absently, gentle, natural. "I never thought I'd have this," she says quietly. "Have what?" "This feeling, like I'm a part of something." Her voice cracks slightly. "My whole life has been about building, creating, achieving, but sitting here with your daughters asleep on my lap." She stops, looks at him. "This is the most successful I've ever felt." Marcus's throat tightens. "They love you already." "I love them." The words come out before Victoria can stop them. Silence. "I'm sorry," she says quickly. "That was too much." "No." Marcus reaches over, takes her hand. "It's not too much." Their fingers intertwine. "Marcus, I need to tell you something." "Okay. I didn't offer you that job just because you're talented." Victoria's voice shakes. "I offered it because I didn't want to only see you on Tuesday and Friday nights, because I wanted you in my life." "Really in my life." Marcus stares at her. "Victoria, I know it's complicated. I'm your boss now. There are power dynamics, ethical concerns, but I need you to know." She squeezes his hand. "This isn't about me rescuing you. This is about you saving me." "I didn't save you." "Yes, you did. You and these two perfect girls showed me what I was missing, showed me that success without connection is just expensive loneliness." Marcus shifts closer. Their faces are inches apart. "I'm scared," he admits. "Scared I'll wake up and this will be gone. Scared I'll mess it up. Scared I'm not enough for someone like you." "Someone like me?" "Successful, powerful, way out of my league." Victoria touches his face, gentle, certain. "Marcus, you are a man who raised two incredible daughters alone, who never gave up even when everything fell apart, who designs buildings that celebrate light and life." Her voice drops to a whisper. "I'm the one who's out of my league." He kisses her, soft, careful, testing. She kisses him back. It's gentle, sweet, full of promise and fear and hope all tangled together. When they pull apart, both are breathing hard. "This is real, right?" Marcus whispers. "Yes." "You're not going to disappear?" "No." Victoria's eyes are fierce. "I'm not going anywhere." They sit like that for a long time, holding hands, watching the girls sleep, letting the moment settle into something solid. Around midnight, Marcus carries Sophie to bed. Victoria carries Sarah. They tuck the girls in together, a team. "I should go," Victoria says reluctantly. "I'll walk you to your car." Outside, the night air is cool. Victoria's driver waits by the sedan. She turns to Marcus. "Thank you for tonight. Thank you for coming. Can I—" She hesitates. "Can I come back? For real? Not just movie nights?" "Yes." "Even though it's complicated?" "Especially because it's complicated." Victoria smiles. "Monday, your first day. I'll try to be professional." "Try?" "No promises." She kisses him once more. Quick, perfect, then gets in her car. Marcus watches her drive away, goes back inside, checks on the girls. They're still asleep, faces peaceful. He sits in the kitchen, looks at his phone. A text from Victoria. "I'm already missing your apartment. How is that possible?" He smiles, types, "Because it's full of people who care about you." Her response, "I'm not used to that." Marcus, "Get used to it." Long pause. Then, "Okay, I will. Good night, Marcus." V. "Good night, Victoria." He sets down his phone, looks around his cramped apartment with new eyes. The peeling paint doesn't matter. Second-hand furniture doesn't matter, because for the first time since his ex-wife left, his home feels full. Monday morning arrives too fast. Marcus drops the girls at school, drives to Sterling Tower, parks in the employee garage, takes the elevator to the 42nd floor. He's wearing a new suit, Victoria insisted. Sent him to a tailor, paid for everything despite his protests. "You're representing the company now," she'd said, "and representing yourself." The elevator opens. A woman is waiting, sharp suit, calculating eyes. Marcus recognizes her from photos. Catherine Sterling, Victoria's mother. "You must be the new hire," she says coolly. "Yes, ma'am, Marcus Hayes." "I know who you are." She steps into the elevator, presses the button for the executive floor. "I also know what you are." Marcus's stomach drops. "Excuse me?" "A project. Victoria has always had a savior complex. Stray dogs, failing businesses, and now," she looks him up and down, "single fathers with convenient sob stories." "That's not, isn't it?" Catherine's voice is sharp. "You think I don't see what's happening? My daughter, lonely and desperate for family, falls for the first man who shows up with adorable children and a tragic past." Marcus's jaw clenches. "Victoria offered me this job because I'm qualified. Victoria offered you this job because she's confusing compassion with connection." The elevator dings. Catherine steps out, turns back. "I built my career on reading people, Mr. Hayes, and I know exactly what you are. A leech, a user, someone who saw an opportunity and took it." "You're wrong." "Am I? Then prove it. Turn down the job. Walk away. If you really care about my daughter, you'll remove yourself before you damage her reputation irreparably." "Her reputation?" "The CEO of Sterling Enterprises dating the janitor. The press would crucify her. Shareholders would revolt. Everything she's built would crumble." Catherine steps closer. "Is that what you want? To be the reason my daughter loses everything?" Marcus feels sick, because part of him has worried about this exact thing. "I love her," he says quietly. Catherine's laugh is cold. "Love, how quaint. Tell me, did you love her before or after you found out she was a billionaire?" "Before. I didn't even know." "Save it. I've heard every version of this story. They all end the same way, with my daughter hurt and the opportunist walking away with a settlement." "I would never." "You already are. Every day you stay, you take advantage. Your salary, your title, your access to her life." Catherine's eyes are ice. "The kindest thing you could do is disappear before she's in too deep, before your children get attached, before the damage is permanent." The words hit like physical blows, because she's not entirely wrong. Marcus thinks about Victoria, about the gap between their worlds, about the whispers that will follow, the judgment, the assumptions, about his daughters growing up in that spotlight. "Think about it, Mr. Hayes," Catherine says. Then she walks away, heels clicking on marble, leaving Marcus standing alone in the hallway, wondering if loving Victoria means letting her go. Marcus doesn't go to his new office. He stands in the hallway for 10 minutes. Catherine's words echo in his head. The CEO dating the janitor. The press would crucify her. Everything she built would crumble. He thinks about Victoria, about the empire she created from nothing, about proving her father wrong, about years of sacrifice and struggle. Then he thinks about himself. A man who cleans buildings, who drives a 12-year-old truck, who lives in a studio apartment with peeling paint. What if Catherine is right? What if staying destroys everything Victoria worked for? Marcus pulls out his phone, types a message to Victoria. I'm sorry, I can't do this. The job, us. I'm not what you need. Please don't contact me. I'm sorry. His finger hovers over send. He closes his eyes, sees Sophie and Sarah's faces, sees Victoria laughing during movie night, sees the way she looked at him when she said, "You're saving me." He deletes the message, types a new one. Can we talk? Privately, Victoria responds immediately. My office. Now. Marcus walks into her office. Victoria is standing by the window. She turns when he enters. Her smile fades when she sees his expression. What's wrong? Marcus closes the door. Your mother spoke to me. Victoria goes very still. What did she say? That I'm using you, that I'll destroy your reputation, that the kindest thing I could do is walk away before you're in too deep. Silence. Victoria's hands clench into fists. And you believed her? No, yes, I don't know. Marcus runs his hand through his hair. Victoria, she's not entirely wrong. She's completely wrong. Is she? Look at us. Look at the gap between our worlds. His voice breaks. I'm a janitor who got lucky. You're a billionaire CEO. The press will have a field day. Your shareholders will question your judgment. Your competitors will use it against you. Victoria walks toward him slowly. Do you think I care? You should care. You built this company with your own hands. I won't be the reason you lose it. You won't be. My mother will. Victoria's voice is hard. Because she's doing exactly what my father did, trying to control me through fear. This isn't about control. Yes, it is. She sees me happy, and it terrifies her, because if I don't need her approval, she loses power over me. Victoria stops in front of him. Marcus, I spent my entire life trying to prove I was enough, that I didn't need my father's money or my mother's manipulation, and I succeeded, but I was empty. You're not empty. I was until you. She touches his face. Until Sophie and Sarah, until I remembered what connection feels like. Marcus closes his eyes, leans into her touch. I'm scared. So am I. What if this falls apart? What if it doesn't? Victoria's voice is fierce. What if we're brave enough to try? Marcus opens his eyes, looks at this woman who saw him when he was invisible, who offered him dignity, not charity, who fell in love with his daughters as much as with him. Your mother said I should prove I love you by walking away. My mother is wrong? Victoria's eyes flash. You prove you love me by staying, by fighting for this, by believing we're worth the risk. Marcus pulls her close, buries his face in her hair. I don't want to lose you. Then don't leave. They stand like that for a long moment, holding each other, choosing each other. Then Victoria pulls back. I need to deal with my mother. Victoria, no, she doesn't get to do this, not again. Victoria's voice is ice. Marcus sees the CEO now, the woman who built an empire, the warrior. Where is she? Victoria asks her assistant through the intercom. Conference room B, Miss Sterling. Victoria takes Marcus's hand. Come with me. Are you sure? Completely. They walk down the hallway together, hand in hand, past employees who stare, past executives who whisper. Let them stare, let them whisper. Victoria pushes open the conference room door. Catherine Sterling sits at the head of the table. She looks up, sees their joined hands. Her expression hardens. Victoria, we need to discuss. No, you need to listen. Victoria's voice cuts like glass. You don't run my life. You don't run my company. And you certainly don't get to tell me who I can love. I'm protecting you. You're controlling me. There's a difference. Victoria steps forward. My entire childhood, you and Father used fear to manipulate me. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being alone. Well, guess what? I'm not afraid anymore. Catherine stands. You're making a mistake. No, you made a mistake by assuming I'm weak enough to let you push away someone who makes me happy. He's a janitor. He's an architect, a father, a good man, and he sees me as a person, not a business asset. Victoria's voice shakes with emotion. Something you never did. Catherine's face pales. That's not fair, isn't it? When's the last time you asked how I was, not how the company is, not how the quarterly reports look, how I am? Silence. That's what I thought. Victoria squeezes Marcus's hand. I'm done living my life for your approval. I'm done sacrificing my happiness for appearances. I'm done being alone because you think that's what powerful women do. Victoria! I love him. I love his daughters. And if the board has a problem with that, they can find a new CEO. Victoria's voice is steel. But I'm not giving up the first real family I've ever had because you're afraid of what people will think. Catherine stares at her daughter. Something shifts in her expression. Pain, regret, recognition. You really love him, she says quietly. Yes. Catherine looks at Marcus, studies him. And you love her? Not her money, not her position? Marcus meets her eyes. I loved her when I thought she was just another executive who worked too late. I loved her when she let my daughters color at her conference table. I loved her before I knew her last name. His voice is steady, and I'll love her if she loses everything, because she's not her company. She's Victoria, and Victoria is enough. Catherine's eyes glisten. She looks away quickly. My husband said something similar once, she says, before the money changed him, before the power corrupted everything. She looks back at Victoria. I've spent 30 years trying to protect you from the same fate, trying to make sure you never needed anyone, never depended on anyone. You made sure I was alone, Victoria says quietly. I made sure you were strong. I can be both. Victoria's voice softens slightly. I can be strong and connected, successful and happy, powerful and loved. Catherine's shoulders sag. She suddenly looks older, tired. I don't know how to do that, she admits. Then learn, with me. The room falls silent. Catherine walks to the window, stares out at the city. When she speaks, her voice is barely audible. I was 23 when I met your father. I was a secretary. He was the heir to his family's fortune. She pauses. His parents hated me, said I was a gold digger, said I'd ruin their son's reputation. For 3 years, we fought them, fought everyone. Victoria's breath catches. I didn't know that, because we don't talk about it. We buried it under decades of success and respectability. Catherine turns around. Her eyes are wet. They were wrong about me. I loved him. But the constant judgment, the suspicion, the whispers, it poisoned us. We became what they accused us of being. We forgot how to love each other and only remembered how to win. She looks at Marcus. I didn't want that for Victoria. I thought if I could control who she connected with, I could protect her from that pain. But you can't protect me from living, Victoria says gently, and I'd rather risk pain than guarantee loneliness. Catherine nods slowly, wipes her eyes. You're braver than I ever was. She walks to the door, pauses, looks back at Marcus. Take care of her, she says. And if you hurt her, architect or not, I will destroy you. It's not warm, but it's not rejection either. It's permission. Catherine leaves. Victoria sags against Marcus. He holds her up. That was intense, he whispers. Welcome to my family. Still want me to be part of it? Victoria looks up at him. More than ever. They kiss, soft, deep, certain. Then Victoria's phone buzzes. She checks it, frowns. It's Jennifer, the girls' school called. Sophie is sick. They need someone to pick her up. Marcus's heart sinks. I don't have a car seat in my truck anymore. I'd have to go home first. I have a car seat, Victoria says. Had Jennifer installed 2 of them last week. Marcus stares at her. You what? Victoria's cheeks flush. I thought maybe sometimes I could help with pickup, if you were comfortable with it, if the girls wanted. Marcus kisses her, hard, grateful. Let's go get our daughter, he says. Victoria's eyes fill with tears at the word our. They take her car, drive to the school together. Sophie sits in the nurse's office looking miserable. When she sees them both, her face lights up. Daddy! Victoria! Victoria kneels down, feels Sophie's forehead. Oh, sweetie, you're burning up. My tummy hurts, Sophie whimpers. Let's get you home, Marcus says, but Victoria shakes her head. My place is closer and bigger. She can rest comfortably while we monitor her fever. Marcus hesitates. Victoria, you don't have to. I want to. Please. He nods. They drive to Victoria's penthouse. Sophie falls asleep in the car. Marcus carries her inside. The apartment is exactly what he expected. Modern, expensive, immaculate, and completely empty of life. Guest room is this way, Victoria says quietly. They put Sophie in bed. Victoria brings cool washcloths, medicine, water. Sophie's eyes flutter open. Victoria, I'm here, baby. Will you stay? As long as you need. Sophie reaches out, takes Victoria's hand, falls back asleep. Victoria sits on the edge of the bed, strokes Sophie's hair. Her expression is tender, aching, full of a love so raw it makes Marcus's chest hurt. He pulls out his phone, texts Sarah's after-school program. Sophie is sick, picking Sarah up early. Emergency contact approved. Victoria Sterling. Then he sits beside Victoria, takes her other hand. Thank you, he whispers. For what? For loving them. Victoria's voice breaks. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. They sit like that for an hour, watching Sophie sleep, being present, being family. Around 4 p.m., they pick up Sarah. She bursts into tears when she sees Sophie sick. Is she going to be okay? She'll be fine, Victoria promises. Just a stomach bug. Sarah climbs onto the bed, curls up next to her sister. I'll take care of you, Sophie. Victoria orders soup from the best restaurant in the city. They eat together in the guest room, all 4 of them, Marcus and Victoria on chairs, the twins in bed. This is the nicest sick day ever, Sophie says weakly. Sarah looks around the enormous penthouse. Victoria, do you live here all alone? Yes. That's sad. It is sad, Victoria agrees. Sarah tilts her head. That same studying expression from their first meeting. You should live with us. Marcus nearly chokes on his soup. Sarah, he starts, but Sophie perks up. Yes, then you wouldn't be lonely. Girls, that's not. Marcus fumbles. Victoria's hand finds his under the blanket, squeezes. That's a big decision, she says gently to the twins. Your daddy and I would need to talk about it first. But you love Daddy, right? Sarah asks. Victoria looks at Marcus. Yes, very much. And you love us? Sophie adds. More than you know. And we love you, both girls say together. Sarah crosses her arms. So why can't we all live together? That's what families do. The word family hangs in the air. Marcus's vision blurs. He looks at Victoria, sees his own overwhelm reflected back. Your sister is right, Victoria says softly. That is what families do. So we're a family, Sophie asks hopefully. Victoria's voice catches. If you'll have me. Both girls tackle her in a hug. She laughs through tears, holds them close. Marcus wipes his eyes, looks at this impossible scene. His sick daughter, her protective sister, this brilliant, powerful woman who chose them. Chose him. Daddy, why are you crying? Sarah asks. Because I'm happy, Marcus says. Happy crying is weird, Sophie declares. Everyone laughs. That night, After the girls fall asleep in the enormous guest bed, Marcus and Victoria sit on her balcony. The city glows below them. "I meant it," Victoria says, "about being a family." "I know. I'm not talking about rushing. I know it's fast. I know we need time." "Victoria," Marcus takes her hand, "I've spent 6 years surviving, just getting through each day. But with you—" His voice breaks. "With you, I'm not just surviving, I'm living." Victoria's tears fall. "I've spent 42 years building, creating this perfect, successful life. But it wasn't a life. It was a monument to loneliness." She looks at him. "You and the girls taught me the difference." "So what do? We take it one day at a time. We figure it out together. We let the girls adjust. We navigate the complications. We probably make mistakes." She smiles. "But we do it as a family." Marcus kisses her, soft, deep, full of promise. "I love you," he whispers. "I love you too." They sit in comfortable silence, connected. Then Victoria says, "There's something I need to tell you." Marcus's heart jumps. "Okay? Remember when Sophie asked if I had kids, and I said no?" "Yes." Victoria's voice drops. "I was engaged once, 15 years ago, before I started the company. We were trying for a baby." She pauses. "I had a miscarriage, then another. Then the doctors said it would be extremely difficult for me to carry to term." Marcus's throat tightens. "Victoria, my fiancé left 6 months later, said he wanted biological children, that he couldn't commit to someone who probably couldn't give him that." Her voice is steady, but pain bleeds through. "I threw myself into building the company after that, told myself I didn't need family. That success was enough." "I'm sorry." "Don't be, because now—" She looks through the window at the girls sleeping peacefully. "Now I have daughters, maybe not biologically mine, but mine in every way that matters." Marcus pulls her close. "They are yours, completely." "And you're sure? About me being part of this? Part of their lives?" "I've never been more sure of anything." Victoria rests her head on his shoulder. "Your ex-wife is a fool." Marcus laughs quietly. "Yes, she is. And my ex-fiancé is an idiot. The biggest idiot." They sit like that until the city lights blur into morning. 6 months later, Marcus stands in Victoria's, their living room. The penthouse looks different now. Children's drawings on the walls, toys in baskets, photos everywhere. A home. The girls are at school. Victoria is at work. Marcus is between meetings. His phone rings, an unknown number. "Hello? Marcus Hayes?" A woman's voice. Unfamiliar. "Yes?" "This is Caroline Pierce from Architecture Digest. We're doing a feature on innovative sustainable designs. Your community center project for Sterling Enterprises caught our attention. We'd like to interview you." Marcus's breath catches. "You want to interview me?" "Yes, your work is remarkable. The integration of green spaces with functional community areas. It's exactly what modern architecture needs." After she hangs up, Marcus sits down, stares at his phone. He's not just working again. He's being recognized. The door opens. Victoria walks in early. She sees his face. "What happened?" "Architecture Digest wants to interview me." Victoria's face breaks into a brilliant smile. She runs to him, throws her arms around him. "Marcus, that's incredible." "I can't believe it." "I can. You're brilliant. The world is finally seeing what I've known all along." He holds her tight. "None of this would have happened without you." "No. This happened because you never stopped being who you are, even when circumstances tried to break you." She pulls back, looks at him with fierce pride. "I just gave you the opportunity. You did the rest." That night, they pick up the girls together, both of them, a team. In the car, Sarah asks, "Daddy, can we go to the park?" "The one with the fountain?" Sophie adds. Marcus glances at Victoria. She nods. They go to the park, the same park where they first walked as a family. The girls run to the fountain. Marcus pulls out quarters. "Make wishes," he says. Sophie and Sarah close their eyes, throw coins. "What did you wish for?" Victoria asks. "Can't tell or it won't come true," they chorus, but Sarah whispers in Victoria's ear. Victoria's eyes fill with tears. "What did she say?" Marcus asks. Victoria looks at him. "She wished that you'd be her daddy forever and I'd be her mommy forever." Marcus's throat closes. Sophie runs over, wraps her arms around Victoria's waist. "You're basically our mom anyway." Victoria kneels down, looks at both girls. "Is that what you want? For me to be your mom?" Both girls nod enthusiastically. "Really, truly?" Sophie asks. "Really, truly," Victoria promises. Sarah tilts her head, studies both adults, then innocently says, "So when are you getting married?" Marcus and Victoria both freeze. "Sarah," Marcus says, but Victoria starts laughing, full and free and joyful. "She's not wrong," Victoria says, looking at Marcus. "Are you—" Marcus can't even finish the question. Victoria stands, takes his hand. "Marcus Hayes, I'm not proposing in a park in front of your daughters. But ask me sometime, and the answer will be yes." The girls scream with excitement, jump up and down. Marcus pulls Victoria close, kisses her, not caring who's watching. "I love you," he whispers. "I love you too." They stand there, a family, in a park, making wishes that have already come true. 1 year later, the Sterling Tower grand opening of the new community center. Marcus designed it. Victoria funded it. Together they created something beautiful. The center serves all neighborhoods. Rich, poor, everyone in between. It has a library, playgrounds, meeting spaces, art studios. At the entrance stands a sculpture, 2 hands reaching for each other across space, bronze and light. The plaque reads, "For Sophie and Sarah, who taught us that family isn't about where you come from, it's about who you choose to love." The ceremony is packed. Press, politicians, community leaders. But Marcus only sees 4 people in the crowd: Victoria, Sophie, Sarah, and sitting next to them, Catherine Sterling. She's smiling, actually smiling. The last year transformed her too, slowly, painfully, but genuinely. She and Victoria are rebuilding their relationship. It's imperfect. There are still hard conversations, still old wounds, but there's also hope. Marcus takes the microphone, looks at his family. "A year ago, I was invisible," he begins. "Society looked through me. I cleaned buildings that people like me weren't supposed to design. I raised daughters alone in a studio apartment with peeling paint. I believed my best days were behind me." He pauses, finds Victoria's eyes. "Then a billionaire saw me, not my uniform, not my circumstances, me. She offered me not charity, but dignity, not rescue, but partnership, not pity, but respect." Victoria's eyes shine. This center represents what happens when we choose to see each other, when we build bridges instead of walls, when we recognize that worth isn't measured by wealth, it's measured by character. The crowd applauds. After the ceremony, Sophie and Sarah run to Marcus and Victoria. They're wearing matching dresses. In 2 weeks, they'll be flower girls at the wedding. "Daddy, your speech was good," Sophie says. "But it was too long," Sarah adds. "I got bored." Everyone laughs. Catherine approaches. She's brought gifts for the girls. Books. She's been reading to them every Wednesday. "Well done, Marcus," she says stiffly, then softer. "Truly, it's beautiful." "Thank you, Catherine," she turns to Victoria. They look at each other, an entire conversation in a glance. Then Catherine hugs her daughter, quick, awkward, but real. "I'm proud of you," she whispers. Victoria's tears fall. "Thank you, Mom." It's the first time she's called her that in years. That night, after the girls are asleep in their rooms, Their forever rooms in the home, all four of them share. Marcus and Victoria stand on the balcony. "Thank you," Marcus says. "For what?" "For seeing me." Victoria leans into him. "Thank you for letting me." They stand in comfortable silence, connected, choosing each other every day. "Do you ever miss it?" Marcus asks. "The simplicity before all this?" Victoria thinks about it. "Sometimes I miss the quiet, but I don't miss the emptiness." She looks up at him. "I'd take chaotic and full over peaceful and lonely any day." "Even when the girls fight over the bathroom?" "Even then." Marcus laughs, kisses her forehead. Inside, Sarah appears in the doorway, sleepy, dragging her stuffed rabbit. "Mommy, I had a bad dream." Victoria turns. The word mommy still makes her chest tight with joy. "Come here, baby." Sarah climbs into her lap. Marcus wraps his arms around both of them. "Better?" Victoria asks. "Better." Sophie appears moments later. "If Sarah gets snuggles, I want snuggles too." "Get over here," Marcus says. All four of them squeeze together on the balcony chair. Impossible. Perfect. "Tell us the story," Sophie requests. "Which story?" Victoria asks. "How you and Daddy met." Marcus and Victoria exchange glances. They've told this story 100 times. The girls never get tired of it. "Well," Victoria begins, "once upon a time there was a very successful woman who had everything except what mattered most." "A family," the girls interrupt. "Exactly. And there was a very brave man who had the most important thing in the world." "Us," Sarah says. "Right again. And one day the woman was working late in her big empty office. And we came with Daddy," Sophie adds excitedly. "You did, and you changed everything." "Because we're magic," Sarah declares. Victoria laughs. "Yes, because you're magic." Marcus holds his family close, thinks about the journey that brought them here, the pain, the struggle, the moments of doubt. All of it worth it for this, for these two girls who saw worth in a janitor and a billionaire who saw the man beneath the uniform, for a woman who chose connection over control and a mother who's learning to love again, for a family that proves every day that love isn't about what you have, it's about who you hold. "Time for bed," Marcus says finally. 5 more minutes, both girls plead. 2 more minutes, Victoria negotiates. They sit together, a family, watching the city lights, and for the first time in their lives, none of them are lonely anymore. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you loved this story, check out the other videos on your screen now. I think you'll really enjoy them. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next story.